Hello everybody. Today we are learning how to protect your reputation because people vet you online. My name is Mark Anthony Germanos and I've been a computer guy since 1992. And along the way I've earned some certifications. This includes EC Council's Certified Ethical Hacker. Yes, I'm a hacker, but I'm a good guy. Bringing in an ethical hacker is like bringing in the fire department to tell you where you would have a fire in your office before the fire actually happens. It's a good thing. I'm also an MCSE, Microsoft Certified Solutions Expert. When I first became an MCSE back in 1998, it was Microsoft's highest networking certification. I also hold CompTIA's Security Plus certification. When it comes to security, we all reside on a continuum. On one end, we have convenience. On the other, we have the pursuit of ultimate security. Every decision we make, every attitude we have, every behavior we do resides on this continuum. We're never 100% convenient, never 100% secure. When we post information online at social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Vimeo, LinkedIn, and Twitter, we are leaning toward convenience. I told many social media services that I went to Michigan State University. So I'm leaning toward convenience there because I'm able to see proposed connections who also went to Michigan State. On the flip side, we have the pursuit of ultimate security. And what do you think is the world's biggest secret? Or the world's most closely guarded secret? Let me propose the secret formula of Coca-Cola. I went to Atlanta last year for training and had a few days off. And on one of those days, I went to the World of Coke Museum and stood in front of the vault that allegedly holds the secret formula of Coca-Cola. Maybe it's in there, maybe not. It's not a glass door. This vault has a security guard in front. So if this is the vault that holds the secret formula of Coca-Cola, A, nobody can see it, and B, there's a guard in front. However, I don't think this is 100% secure because the guard was beautiful and I had her take my picture. Not 100% secure, but still pretty close. We're on a continuum. I told you that I'm an alumni of Michigan State University, and every time I go online, especially at LinkedIn, I have a list of people who also have Michigan State University somewhere in their profile. Maybe they're a student, maybe an alumni like me, maybe they're on the faculty there. But LinkedIn shows me MSU people every time I log in. That's a good thing because I get to connect with classmates. But I also think it's a bad thing that I shared this. And here's why. A few months ago, I noticed that Facebook was presenting me ads for a Michigan State University branded MasterCard. And I thought, wow, how did that happen? How did Facebook know I went to Michigan State and why are they trying to sell me this? Oh yeah, I remember now. It's because I told Facebook that I went to Michigan State and Facebook took my information and sold it to advertisers who created this Michigan State University branded MasterCard. I volunteered that information. Now on the flip side, especially with our Facebook profiles, we are asked for our religious and political views. And this is a big warning bell, my friends, because I've seen a lot of relationships and friendships go right down the toilet when they started talking politics and religion. I obscured my views. When it comes to religion, I told Facebook, everybody worship me. When it comes to politics, I told Facebook, everybody vote for me. My friends know who I'll be voting for in November. They know which way I lean on the political spectrum, but my Facebook profile doesn't know. Therefore, Facebook is not able to sell my information to advertisers who would target me because I'm Republican or because I'm Democrat. Facebook just doesn't know that information because it's not in my profile. However, Facebook is monetizing the information we put in our profiles. And people say, we need to call Mark Zuckerberg into the principal's office. He's monetizing us. And yes, he is. In fact, our friend Mark Z has been called into the principal's office, Congress, at least twice. And they asked him why he takes our personal information and monetizes it. Well, that's because that is what Facebook does. Our friends at Facebook, they like to put food on the table. They like to put a roof over the head too. And let me ask, how much are you paying to use Facebook? Trick question, I know. Facebook is free. But Facebook is getting money from somewhere. They are monetizing the personal information we share. My friend Karl Palachek says that when it comes to social media, we are the product. And when I saw those ads for the Michigan State University branded MasterCard, I realized, yes, Karl was right. We are the product. Facebook is open and honest about the information that they record. They record from the first time you go to Facebook and create your account up to the current day. They record, they record, they record. They also disclose in their data policy page what they are recording. I'm going to read this quote twice because you may fall out of the chair after the first time. At Facebook's data policy page, Facebook says, we collect the content, communications, and other information you provide when you use our products, including when you sign up for an account, create or share content, and message or communicate with others. Now, before I read that again, let me do two things. One, verify that you're back in your chair. And two, ask, does this mean anything and everything on Facebook? We collect the content, communications, and other information you provide when you use our products, including when you sign up for an account, create or share content, and message or communicate with others. I'd have to say yes, this does mean anything and everything on Facebook. Now, fortunately, Facebook lets us download a recording of everything we shared. You make this request and then wait 24 hours or 48 hours. When I did this back on New Year's Eve, I got a response within 24 hours. But now, since more people know about it, it may take longer. But you can request a recording or transcript of everything you've done on Facebook. When Facebook has that recording ready, then it comes to you as a zip. You expand the zip and you see all the folders of everything you have shared on Facebook. Most importantly, you have an index file. You double click the index and that shows you all the information that you have shared on Facebook in a nice, beautiful web page format, nice and clean. I'm going to share some information that I put on Facebook. And as I do, I should share that I have an agenda when I go to Facebook. I am telling Facebook and the world as a whole that I'm a computer guy. I help people use computers. I have a life, wife, and a dog. Computer guy, help people use computers, life, wife, dog. And I'm going to show a few slides primarily of photos because photos contain 1,000 words. I believe every computer guy should have 5 computers. Actually, this is 4 computers. One of the computers has 2 monitors. I also take good pride in my work. Remember, I've been doing this since 1992. When I pull cable through new construction and then I terminate these wall jacks, I go above and beyond and I label the jacks. When you plug your computer cable into a wall jack, it should be cabled, but it should be labeled, and it should be nice and neat like this one. It shows that whomever did the work gave a damn, and they did nice work. Nice and neat, wouldn't you say? Not everything in my biz is nice and neat. because every so often people pull me aside and say, Mark, my computer stopped working. It was okay yesterday, but today, nothing. Then I pull out the power cord, I open it up, and I see, if you are on the first floor, if you have carpeting, or if you have new carpeting, then chances are your computer inside looks like this. You should pull out the power cord, open the cover, and vacuum it out. It's a 5-minute task. Anybody can do it. But these dust bunnies will create a short, and then your computer will stop working. And it would probably happen at the worst possible time. Most of my work is neat, but sometimes I clean up messes like this. I also like cracking a joke. Here's a meme I found online, and my Star Wars friends will say, ain't that the truth? Let's continue on. I finished with, I'm a computer guy. Now I'm showing how I help people use computers. And yes, I've done my fair share of training. Sometimes I think that the computers are more afraid of the class members than the class members are afraid of the computers. Pretty cute, wouldn't you say? Let's continue on. I have a life. Here's a picture from a few years back when I participated in a 106-mile bike ride that involved riding my bike up and down the mountains from and then back to Santa Rosa, California. 8,000 cyclists from back in the days when we were able to congregate in large groups. And boy, oh boy, I miss those days. No face masks back then. Continuing on, there's another funny meme. Dinosaurs roaming through New York City eating people. One says to the other, of course you feel great. These things are loaded with antidepressants. Pretty funny. Yes, yes, yes. I also believe that everybody should be involved in security. And if you have a lock, make sure you lock the lock. On a Thanksgiving morning a few years ago, I saw that my outdoor thermometer was recording 153.5 degrees. How can that be? 153.5 at 8:44 in the morning on the last Thursday of November? I don't think so. However, I did think I should grab my phone, take a picture, and put this on Facebook. And it's been there ever since. I'm also a grammar Nazi, and I'm quite happy being labeled as a grammar Nazi. A grammar Nazi is a person who goes online and corrects the grammar of other people, especially people who post those hate-filled memes, which we've all seen one too many of. Maybe I'm a grammar Nazi because I'm an author and I'm promoting my 4th book, How Hacks Happen. Maybe I'm a grammar Nazi because I paid attention in high school English class. There is a difference between there, and there. Get the grammar right. Enough said. I'm also happy telling the world that I'm married. And this brings up an important point, and that is when people vet you, they have some questions that they cannot ask. They want to ask, are you married, single, divorced, widow, widower, straight, gay, bisexual? How do you run your sex life? People want to know, but they cannot ask because that's illegal in most countries, including ours. So I'm going out of my way to share this picture. Yes, my girlfriend is hot, and B, I like women. This picture is 20 years old, and Holly and I are approaching our 19-year anniversary in August. I'm happy sharing this picture and the next slide's pictures that show me with a wedding band because people want to know what is up with my love life. I'm married. Not only can I take a camera phone into a bathroom, point it at the mirror and take a picture, but I can also show that I have a wedding band. Even though here it looks like it's on the right hand, remember, I'm looking at a mirror. I also have a wedding band in the picture on the right. I was touring a TV studio. My friends here in Sacramento would say, yeah, that's the NBC affiliate KCRA. I got some friends who got friends. I got into the TV studio. If you look closely, you'll see that, yes, I have a wedding band. And I'm happy telling the world that this, from 20 years ago, still applies because we're approaching our 19-year wedding anniversary. People want to know, but they cannot ask. A few slides ago, I was talking about riding my bike up and down the mountains, but I'm not perfect. And it's okay to tell the world that you are not, that you have vulnerabilities, that you're breakable. That includes the day that I fell off my bike and shattered my right distal humerus into 7 pieces. This is an x-ray of my right elbow. And yes, I have stainless steel pins and plates holding my elbow together. I'm vulnerable, not perfect. I'm also happy sharing my red shirt picture. I have this all over the internet. I like it. It's a nice professional picture. This was taken in late July, so I had a good tan, and I look good in red. I'm happy with red shirts being part of my brand. And when I say happy with red shirts, I mean a lot of red shirts. Most of these are shirts, some are sweaters, but I'm happy wearing red. It just works for me. Hopefully you have a favorite color that works for you. Yellow, black, blue, gray, brown, green, whatever. We all have colors that work for us, and the colors that you present online, both in what you like and in what you wear, help to create your brand. When I was rehearsing this presentation, I heard my wife laughing in the other room, and I did not think I was at a funny part. So I said, babe, what's so funny? And she showed me a slide from Pinterest, and I added that into my slideshow here. My ability to remember song lyrics from the 80s far exceeds my ability to remember why I walked into the kitchen. Ha ha ha, funny. Thanks, dear. Let's continue on. I'm going to pause for everybody to say, ah. Ah. So far, it's been Mark is a computer guy. Mark helps people use computers. Mark has a wife, and here it's Mark has a dog. Did you know that the word for eat like an animal is fressen, F-R-E-S-S-E-N? And I bring that up because the next slide is going to show a person who is trying to eat like an animal. I don't know what happened to her, but one thing for sure, if a prospective employer or client is vetting her and they see this picture, they may say, no, next. Because she is fressen, she is eating like an animal. Let the animal eat like an animal. People should use knives, forks, and spoons. Now this starts the portion of the presentation of bad pictures or unflattering pictures online. And if you have any unflattering pictures, I'll show you what to do to bury them, make them so people won't see them. Also, it seems that a lot of unflattering pictures involve alcohol. I think it's because alcohol and cameras do not work. Let's suppose you are the woman in the middle and a prospective employer or client is vetting you. Now, I am pretty open-minded. You know how I run my love life, hetero, married. But somebody who is vetting this woman in the middle, who is not as open-minded as me or you, may look at this and say, drunk, lesbian, what's up with her left hand? No, next. There are a lot of closed-minded people out there, not me, don't troll me, but there are closed-minded people who are investigating or vetting this woman in the middle and saying, drunk, lesbian, what's with her left hand? This woman in the middle needs to find a way to bury this picture because it could work against her. Now, if you thought this picture was bad, then here's another alcohol-related picture for you, which I think is worse. If you are looking to hire this guy either as an employee or as a vendor or contractor, this picture is not helping. This guy needs to bury this picture too, because I would bet the farm this picture is not working for him. And speaking of bad or unflattering pictures online, now when it's bad, it only gets worse. There is a celebrity who decided back in 2016 that people were going to Google, they were Googling his name, and I'm intentionally not saying his name right now. You may know who this is, you may not. 2016, he sued Google. He said people were going to Google, they were typing his name, they were hitting enter, they were getting unflattering pictures. And since he's a celebrity, now he's kind of in marketing mode all the time. Now this is a pretty recent slide. A few months ago, I was driving around and Sweet Child of Mine came on the radio, and I thought, whatever happened to Axl Rose and his quest to remove all those unflattering pictures of him online? Yes, it's the same guy. Mr. Sweet Child of Mine, what have you done? His quest to remove the unflattering pictures failed, because that was in 2016. But here in 2020, I found these pictures online and added them to this show. Axl, 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 what have you done? What Axl needs to do is bury these pictures. When you post pictures online, you can help them meet your persona that you want people to review. I already talked about mine, computer guy, help people use computers, life, wife, dog. And of course, we have Mr. Redshirt. And I'm leveraging the SEO muscle of LinkedIn with Mr. Redshirt. And chances are good that you can look at my LinkedIn profile in 10 years and still find this picture because it works. Moving along the first row, we have my third book at Amazon. Then we have an Amazon picture of me from 2002, back before I realized I should wear a lot of red shirts. Then we have my second book, Escape the Cubicle. Then we have a picture from Expert File. I do not have an account at Expert File, but when I went to Google Images and searched for my name, remember I searched for all three names, Mark Anthony Germanos. This Expert File picture came up on page 1. And this brings up a big point, and that is when you post something online, you never know where it will end up. This picture of me with one arm on a chair and one arm holding my laser pointer is something I posted online, but I did not post at Expert File. Somehow Expert File got hold of that picture, and it's not working against me, so I let it stay there. There may be bad pictures of me online, but they're surely not on page 1, they're not on page 2, they're not on page 3. When you get down into page 4, you'll find that there are pictures of other people who have the same last name. Somebody who's trying to vet me, they're going to get the information they need on pages 1 or 2 of Google Images. They're not going to go down to page 200 where there may or may not be a bad picture of me. Speaking of Google, Google tracks everything you do online. I have a free Gmail account, and Google is indexing the contents of my mailbox. I do triathlons, swim, bike, run. And since Google is indexing my emails about swimming, cycling, and running, they are presenting that information to advertisers, and then I get ads targeted to me for swim meets, for cycling, for new bikes, for new bike gear, for new bike rides, and running would be new running events and, of course, new running shoes. It's my free Gmail account. Google is indexing it and then using that content to present ads for products Google thinks I will buy. Google has maps, and Google knows where my home is. I'm comfortable with that because I told the Google Maps app on my phone where my home was. Google is also trapping web and app activity, and I'll be talking about that in a minute because that gets kind of scary. Then in the bottom row, we have Contacts, Drive, and FeedBurner. I do not use those Google services, but Google has some information that I recorded in those services 10 years ago. Let's talk about the web and the app activity because that gets kind of scary. Google records all of your web and app activity, and then Google uses that to build a profile of you. I was talking about swim, bike, run for triathlons. Well, that is in my profile. And then Google uses that information and sells it to advertisers who might be selling new swimsuits, new bikes, new running shoes. You can tell Google to purge your old data. That way, there's a smaller pool of data that Google can monetize and sell to prospective advertisers. And in this example, I'm telling Google to keep my most recent 3 months of data, purge everything else that's older. And of course, Google wants you to confirm that you want to do that because you're purging a lot of data about you in the Google database. Google is confirming activity older than 3 months will be deleted now if you're really, really sure about that. And one of the entries here is about Marie Fredriksson, the singer from Roxette. She died on December 10. If Google has that in my profile, then Google could sell that to people who are trying to sell Roxette merchandise, Roxette concert footage, Roxette t-shirts, Roxette music, Roxette outtakes, anything for Roxette. I'm not really a big fan of Roxette. I like other bands more. But when I tell Google to purge information, including the fact I went to MSN to read about the singer dying, then I'm making it so I won't be in the pool of Roxette fans who may want to buy Roxette concert footage, t-shirts, memorabilia, and outtakes. Let's continue on to private browsing mode. And a lot of people say, well, if I'm looking at some content that I don't want recorded, I'll just go to Google incognito mode or in private with Edge or Internet Explorer, or I use Mozilla Firefox. And when you go to a private window, Firefox turns the window purple and then gives you a "you're in a private window" message. So these icons from left to right are Google Incognito, Edge in private, and Mozilla Firefox, you're in a private window. What this does is it tells your web browser not to save your history. Every so often, I go up to a computer that is running slowly and has pop-ups. Then I look in the history and I see online gambling or online shopping or porn or whatever. Clear the history, then things run a little bit faster. Also, history is dangerous because with cheating spouses out there, there are a lot of stories of a spouse who suspects that their partner is cheating. They go into the house, the history, and their fears are confirmed. But my friends, private browsing is not that great. And that's because Google is still tracking what you do. So let's go back to the situation where there's a spouse who thinks that their partner is cheating. They go into history, they don't see anything because their partner is smart enough to go into Google incognito mode or in private. Well, what they can do is serve a subpoena to Google. Now, Google is recording everything you do. It doesn't matter if you're using incognito mode or not on your computer. Google is recording what you do. It's recording the websites you visit and when you visit them. Google gets a lot of subpoenas. And I will pause here and ask you how many subpoenas you think Google got during the first half of last year. Is it 10,000 or less? Is it 10,000 and 20,000 or more than 20,000 subpoenas? First half of last year, how many subpoenas do you think Google received? And if you're in the 13,000 neighborhood, then you're right. The answer is B. For the first half of last year, Google received 12,902 subpoenas. So let's round up to 13,000 for half a year. Then do the math, we're at 26,000 subpoenas served to Google in 2019. This would be the suspicious spouses, but it could also be situations where somebody thinks there's corporate espionage or a disloyal employee. I need some water. Even if you're in private browsing mode or incognito mode, it's not really private. Let's continue on. Here's a new topic, lurking. When you do your web surfing, people will know you are checking them out, especially at LinkedIn, because you can go to LinkedIn and see who has read your profile. Sometimes I lurk, but I lurk with an alternate persona. And here's why an alternate persona is good. An alternate persona is good because it does not reveal to the person or company you're checking out that you are checking them out. Let's suppose that Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, wants to buy a company. Well, he may go to LinkedIn and he may check out the principals or the decision makers of that company. Well, if those principals see that Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, is checking them out, they may say, ooh, let's do something to contact Microsoft and make ourselves more appealing. They might want that Microsoft money. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't want to be assimilated by Microsoft. But that would change their behavior. So Satya would be wise to use an alternate persona to check them out or to vet them. For my persona, I already said I'm male, I'm in California, and I'm married, but my alternate persona is the opposite. Female, not in the US, and not married. Also, when I hack, I like to hide my tracks. I'm currently hacking this company in Vermont. They sell pot online. And I'm not really hacking them because they sell pot. I'm hacking them because more than 85% of their online reviews are negative. I think it's a miracle they're still in business because their reviews are overwhelmingly negative. They're in Toronto. Rather, the website is in Toronto, but the brick and mortar is in Vermont. So when I go after the website, I redirect my traffic. I send my traffic through IPVanish, which is a VPN service, which I'm using, and it costs $4 a month. I send my traffic through a long list of cities. They could be international, Madrid, Frankfurt, Reykjavik, or they could be within the US, Denver, Dallas, Miami. In this example, I'm choosing Miami. I'm sending all my traffic through Miami to Toronto. When their webmaster checks logs and sees somebody's trying to hack, they'll say, yeah, look at these logs. This person is in Miami. Well, I just don't think so. I'm sending the traffic through Miami to Toronto. This is a service that I'm using called IPVanish. It's not the only VPN service out there, but it's the one I use. It works. I like it. Now at this time, somebody usually says, oh, this VPN traffic and sending all your traffic through Miami is a bad thing. But I would argue that it can be a good thing. And here's how. Let's suppose you're at some coffee shop or hairstylist or grocery store and you're on a public Wi-Fi. Other people on that public Wi-Fi can launch a packet sniffer and see your traffic. But if you launch a VPN client like IPVanish, all your traffic is encrypted. Other people won't be able to see what you're doing. So yes, the VPN client is a good thing if you're using it to obscure your traffic or encrypt your traffic. It's a bad thing if you're trying to hack. And of course, that depends who you're asking. We live on a continuum, and every decision that we make leans toward convenience or toward security. Sometimes I lean toward convenience. When I told social media that I went to Michigan State University, I realized that I was sharing valuable information, but the benefit outweighs the cost. When Facebook asked me about my political and religious views, I intentionally obscured my views because I've seen friendships go bad when people start talking politics and religion. So that's something you need to decide. You can audit your Facebook profile, audit your LinkedIn profile, audit your profiles at other sites, and determine how much information you have shared. I know your time is valuable. I know you had other things to do, but you chose to watch this webinar, How to Protect Your Reputation. I hope you take this advice and use it to make yourself more secure. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe out there.